Hey guys, here is a quick review on the Toshiba Satellite Pro C850 laptop computer. Currently this is selling in Australia for around the $400 mark, and this is the bottom of the range model featuring the Celeron B20 processor with 2 gigs of RAM and 320 gig hard drive. For today's standards that's a little bit low, but let me reassure you that the Celeron processor is quite snappy and comparable to maybe the first generation of the i3 processor from 2 years ago. Quickly, for those who are technically minded, they can see that the experience index is 4.4 and the calculations per second on the processor is 5.3, which is quite impressive as opposed to the 4.5 that we had on the previous version of the Celeron on the Toshiba C650 that I reviewed a couple of years ago. Okay, now for the rest of the stuff, we'll start from the top. We have our 0.3 megapixel camera with the microphone, or dual microphone with noise cancellation, which is a nice touch. Don't expect high definition video out of this one. This is just a standard definition with pixels of 640 by 480, which is good enough for a regular net conversation or Skype, but nothing major with HD video there, which is to be expected being a budget computer. While I'm up here, I can show you the actual design and the texture of the laptop. The whole thing has been designed in a type of matte finish, and which gets a little bit better as we go down. And down the bottom we have the little nice textured feel, which also does not attract any fingerprints, and it feels kind of like a dashboard on a modern vehicle. In the middle there we have our regular 15.6 inch LED screen powered with the Intel HD graphics. The screen is pretty bright and contrasty, and it does allow for some 3D gaming, but nothing major like Call of Duty or anything like that, but Minecraft should work quite well. Also, while we're on the subject of the screen, I can show you that the function keys up the top now can be pressed individually by just tapping the key. For instance, if I was to put up the brightness, you can see on the screen that it adjusts the brightness without actually pressing the FN key down the bottom. This is adjustable in the BIOS settings, so it is a personal preference, but it is a nice touch that you can quickly touch the button to adjust the brightness, and also have your volume controls and Wi-Fi and media functions as well. Okay, moving down, we have relatively small hinges, but they are quite strong. And then we have the speaker grill up the top with the tiny little speakers, and on the right hand side as well there's the power button. No other buttons at all up there, which is fine. And these little speakers here are much more louder than they used to be on the previous version. The previous version we had to put the equalizer right up so we can hear something out of them, but these speakers are much more louder than the version that was previously introduced in the C650. Now the keyboard itself has also been improved. I remember last year when I was doing the other review of the earlier model, when you did press the key in the middle there, you can feel that some of the keys around it were pushing down as well, but this time around they're much more sturdy and more firm, so you will have no problem typing or touch typing there. And we have the full-size numeric keypad on the right hand side as well. The touchpad also has that textured feel, which feels quite nice as well, and you don't lose any grip whatsoever, and you don't get any fingerprint marks at all. And also you know that with time this will not wear out as it did with the previous Toshiba models, where you had the little clear spot in the middle. If you were to resell the computer, it looked pretty ugly, and the value would have dropped quite dramatically. But I can assure you that this laptop would look brand new even after 3 years of use. And the buttons also, they have that textured feel with a nice shiny surrounding and it's quite large as well, very comfortable, also completely adjustable with the built-in Synaptic software. If we move on to the side, okay, we can see now many more improvements over the previous model. The thickness of the laptop, at its thickest point, it's 2.2 centimeters, or roughly around 0.86 inches, and it does feel even more thinner than what it is because of the leap that goes down. Some of the features that we have on the side are pretty standard for a notebook at this age. We have our Kensington lock, we have our heat exhaust, we have our VGA port, Ethernet, HDMI is a welcome feature this time around. Also we have two USB ports. One of them is the earlier USB 2 version, and then we have the USB 3 version, which is the blue one there. That's a very lovely touch by Toshiba to incorporate that even in this budget version. As usual, we have our headphone and microphone jack, so most likely nobody would be using the microphone jack, but it's there if it's needed. Moving to the front, there's not much at the front again, but we do have a card reader which only reads SD cards and nothing else. And then we have three LED lights, which is the Wi-Fi, power on, and charging status of the battery. There is no hard drive activity light, unfortunately, so you wouldn't know if your hard drive is being thrashed. Moving on to the other side, there's nothing else there. On the left hand side, the only thing that we do have is our CD DVD burner and another USB port, and also the AC power jack. The DVD burner is a little bit flimsy when you press the button to try and get it out, because the placement of that button is a little bit below, but nevertheless you will get used to it after a while, so it's not a big problem. We'll have a look at the lid. Also, the lid has the same textured feel as the touchpad as well, so you won't be getting many fingerprints there. And also on the bottom of the laptop we have our 6-cell battery, which should get you roughly around 2 to 2.5 hours worth of battery life, maybe up to 3 hours if you have the Toshiba Eco utility turned on. And here is a large compartment which allows everybody to just unscrew one screw right there, take the cover off, and easily upgrade your RAM and also the hard drive which sits across there. Well, that's the review of the Toshiba C850. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.